So attendance is a high leverage area, high leverage data point. It's a key indicator for student success. So let's take a look at where you can get the attendance data for your schools and students. So the first thing you would want to do after you log in, you can go to look at overview. This will give you the breakdown by grades. So the red means that the student is chronically absent. The green tells you that the students are not chronically absent. So you can see which grades are have higher rates of chronic absenteeism. Over here you have year-to-date attendance, students not chronically absent. So for this, what this means is that 76% of the students are not chronically absent. So the inverse is also true. Approximately 24% are chronically absent. If you would like to filter this entire screen and the whole entire dashboard, you can do so. So you can click on one of these schools here. That would bring you to one school. Or the other thing that you can do is you can apply a filter, and applying filters typically will filter the entire system, not just this one screen. So you can go ahead and you can say, apply a filter. I want to see all of the students by age. I want to see all of the students who are 17 years and older. So there are, in this particular district, Orchard Park School District, there are 543 students who are 17 and older. If we go back, now we can look at who those students are, and we can also see these 543 students. Of those, you can perch a cursor over many different things here, and you will be able to see that the majority of these 543 students are grade 12, and 127 of them are chronically absent. So these 543 students have an average year-to-date attendance of 90%. So students who are older already, based on this data, already show that they are typically more prone to be chronically absent. Let's go back to the filter. Let's clear our filters right over here. So we're going to clear the filters. Click this button, and this will reset it back to everything that you have access to. Not everybody will have access to all of the students, all of your district. Let's go back to the home page. So let's take a look at the attendance dashboard here. Here we can look at attendance dashboard. And again, you can see all of your currently active students right here, and attendance last year up to approximately the same date as the current. So this school district is showing up to attendance from 9/5/2023 up to January 12th. And we can see the latest is here is also around January 11th. So it'll give you an idea, and you can kind of compare. This is going to also show you L's compared to non-L's, students with disabilities compared to non-students with disabilities, and students who are high at risk, low at risk, and mid at risk. And you can see already that students who are high at risk do have lower attendance. Here you can also see number of chronically absent students, and also you may have a number of students who are almost chronically absent, meaning that they're between 90 and 95% absent. So they're almost chronically absent. So these are students that you do want to take a look at. Let's go back to the home page. We can also see a student list. You can sort this student list just like an Excel spreadsheet. I can sort this by last name of the students, or I can sort this by students' attendance, highest to lowest, or lowest to highest. I can click up here. Over here, you're going to see the students' current year-to-date average attendance, and you're going to see the up and down. That shows you the pattern of those students, so you get an idea. So for example, you can see that this student right over here in Orange Middle School has a rather erratic attendance toward the beginning of the school year. Once again, just to bring this to your attention, again, if I want to only look at students who are chronically absent, I can apply a filter. And there is a filter right over here at the bottom. If I click CA, meaning chronically absent, now the whole system, or your view of students, will now be filtered to chronically absent students. So I go back, and now I'm only going to be looking at students who are chronically absent. If I'd like to download this report and print it out or download as an Excel spreadsheet, I can go ahead and do that. Over here, I see these three, put your cursor over this corner here and you will see three dots, more options, and I can click here and this will export the data and you will be able to export it as an Excel spreadsheet. You will not see colors in the Excel spreadsheet, but the data will be in the spreadsheet. Okay, so we're going to go back. You can also look at students day by day. So you can see every student in the entire district, and you can see the student from the first day of school and all the way to the last, and you can see patterns. Blue means that there's missing data, red means the student was absent, green means that the student was present that day. Again, you can download this if you'd like. These are all of your students who are currently chronically absent. I can go and I can unfilter this. I do need to unfilter it. You can see there's 1,139 students currently selected. I can reset everything by clicking this over here. There's a green button, or I can go back here and once again I can reset all the filters. Okay, and you could also filter the entire system by a particular ethnicity of the students. You can filter by L proficiency level, students who were receiving RTI, by gender, primary language, anything here, and you can apply multiple filters. So if we said, I want to see students who are chronically absent and they are English language learners, I can go ahead and do that. And there are 227 students in this school district that are Ls and chronically absent. Okay, now we're going to go back and we're going to go to the home page. And now let's take a look at student lookup. We can view students right here. If we'd like to know their at-risk levels and all kinds of information about those students, I can still put my cursor over here and I can put it in order of highest to lowest. And typically you will see students who have high at-risk levels. They are chronically absent. If you put your cursor over one of these boxes, the pop-up box will come and show you and just reveal the information about the student. Again, I can download that information. I can also apply a filter here if I'd like. You can see all of the information about a student and summarized in the at-risk level and why that student is at risk. I'm going to go back. Student search. If I pick a student, this will show you all of the student's current teachers who he is assigned to. View student information. And second tab, you will see the attendance. If you go over here, you will see when the student was absent. This shows you every single day of the school year. This chart here shows you the average attendance per day. So if we look at this student, Colin Z. Abraham, this student is most likely to be absent on Wednesday. His Wednesday's daily average attendance is 83%. The other days he is doing much better. Again, you will see the student's attendance. This is the student's current attendance pattern, and this is the student's last year's attendance pattern if it's available. Okay, we're going to go back. Another area you can look at is critical key indicators, which is the red button right over here. And you will be able to see all of your schools, or your school, or the students within your scope in terms of their critical information, daily attendance, percent students chronically absent, and you can see other information that is a summary of the students within your access and scope, including overage students, number of days school suspensions, number of students who have been absent 3 days in a row, 5 days in a row, etc. And the last thing and you can come over here and you can see the decomposition tree. The composition tree just means that you are going to break up the data, and you're going to break it up in real time into various subgroups. So for example, we can look at the L's here, or I can just remove this by clicking the X here, and I can begin all over again. So here we begin with all the students, and here's the menu of students. So I'm going to select CA, meaning that the student is chronically absent. And now I'm going to select students who are chronically absent. I want to see the breakdown in terms of special education. Do I see a pattern there? Do I see higher levels of chronic absenteeism among special education students? I can also, if I want to move this, I can click here and that breakdown will go over here. So now I can see students who are not chronically absent. I can see the breakdown. So I can go back over here and I can continue. I can see, okay, students who are chronically absent and in special education. And we can look at gender. We can see male and female. We can see, are the boys or girls, are they more likely to be chronically absent? I can remove that if I'd like. I can go back and see, okay, I want to see the breakdown in terms of English language learners. So I can see students who are chronically absent and in special education and English language learners. So I can see that there are 35 there. I can click again here. I can move this around and everything will move around in real time. So I have an opportunity to really analyze my data. I'm going to go back, and we can also look at chronic absenteeism key influencers. So this is going to show me the students who are chronically absent, and using artificial intelligence, it's going to identify patterns where it sees more likelihood and more commonalities. So here we can see that students at risk level 4.9 and over, students who are L's, students who have lower lower proficiency rates in different periodic assessments and test scores. You may see that. So those are things that you can go ahead and look for. I'm going to go back. And now we have one last item, which is a bonus. So again, if I want to see the list of students, I can see a list of all of my students. However, if I want to know who are the students who have been absent, let's say 3 or 4 days in a row, I can click on the filter here. And if we go down over here, we can see days absent last 5 days. So if I click on 3, 4, and 5, what it's going to do is the system is going to look, and it's going to be looking for students who have been absent 3, 4, or 5 out of the last 5 days. So these would be students who, in most recent, are really on the verge of some sort of absent issue. Maybe it's only right now, or it could be a pattern. But this is now telling us that we've got 210 students who have been absent at least 3 out of the last 5 days. So again, I can go back over here. I can see student lookup. I can see student search. And I can pick a student. And if I go to attendance, I will see that this student has in fact been absent a number of times. So you can see right here, 3 days absent and 5 days absent. So this is identifying those students, and then you can even see the patterns on when the student is most likely to be absent. And again, if I go back over here, I can even see all of the students who have been absent in one swath. In one swoop, I can get all 210 students, and again, I can download that report. Hope this helps.